Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Primetime, the possibility of easing certain social gathering restrictions just in time for Christmas. Plus, Isaiah Uggan has a recap from Friday's GDOE virtual town hall meeting. And with COVID numbers still high, CNMI increases testing with rapid antigen tests. Hafa and good evening. I'm Hannah Devonzo, and thanks for tuning in to your news leader. Christmas could be a little more crowded as Governor Leon Guerrero announces her intention to lift social gathering restrictions by Friday through an executive order. The governor said COVID numbers have been good over the last several weeks and attributed low case counts to the people of Guam being compliant and cooperative.
You know, we have gone from a CAR score of 46 to now CAR score of 0.7 in a matter of 2 months. Of course, I am very sad of all those that have lost their lives to this virus, but we're doing everything we can to prevent from other lives being lost. So I encourage and I really persuade people to go out there and get their 3rd dose of vaccination, as it'll just better protect our people.
The governor reiterating that although getting vaccinated or the booster doesn't protect you 100% from getting COVID or the Omicron variant, the vaccination does protect you from the severity of the virus. Current restrictions for social gatherings are 25 fully vaccinated individuals for indoor and 75 for outdoor gatherings, provided no more than 10 persons are seated at a table. Those who dine outdoors do not need to show proof of vaccination. The Guam Department of Education and the Department of Public Health and Social Services clarified that the COVID-19 vaccine is not required for children just yet during a virtual town hall meeting Friday evening. Here's a recap with KUAM's Isaiah Uggan.
The Department of Public Health and Social Services and the Guam Department of Education held a virtual town hall meeting last Friday to give parents, guardians, and stakeholders an opportunity to share their thoughts about the COVID-19 vaccine as both agencies explores options in making the COVID jab accessible to students. Guam Education Board Chairman Mark Mendiola was in attendance on Zoom and clarified that COVID vaccination requirements are not set in stone for GDOE students as they are still accepting input from the community.
Contrary to many folks out there saying that this is a done deal, it is not. This is part of the process in which we engage our community stakeholders like Janella had mentioned.
An online survey is being conducted by DPHSS on COVID vaccinations for children, which were sent last Tuesday by GDOE. It is to get a better idea of how parents feel about the vaccine for children. DPHSS noted that the vaccinations will never be administered to minors without parent or guardian consent, and that input from parents is very critical. Dr. Robert Leon Guerrero, the interim chief medical officer of DPHSS, says the COVID vaccine for children may be required once it's no longer under emergency use authorization.
It's not mandated at this time because obviously it's still EUA, and we don't really like to mandate something that's emergency use authorization. Once it becomes fully authorized, then we might consider making it mandated.
Parents, guardians, and stakeholders can still take the survey online at tinyurl.com/DPHSS-VAC-Survey21. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
And in regional news, testing in the CNMI is ramping up as cases continue to rise. Our Tomas Mangletnia is standing by live on Saipan. Tomas?
Good evening, Hannah. Yes, we're reporting live from the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation, where just after the story, we'll be checking in with the CEO of the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. Over the weekend, though, a tragic news of the 6th COVID-19 related death on Saipan, and as tests continue to increase, the number of cases are also likely to increase as well. Here's more.
We are expanding antigen testing to be available at the Garpan, Susupi, and Tatman fire stations.
The NMI is ramping up its COVID response with rapid antigen testing.
We have to start considering and really moving towards living COVID safe.
Saipan currently has 25,000 antigen tests in stock, offering free drive-through testing this week amid its first surge. The last time massive testing was available was last year.
It doesn't hurt to get tested. It's better to be safe. It's better to know what's going on. And, you know, I think everyone should get tested just so that they know results. I mean, it's a scary idea thinking you're positive, but it's better to know than just we keep thinking. Residents will receive results in 15 to 30 minutes. If you're positive, you'll be asked to go home and wait for contact tracers to call you. They've already found new COVID cases this morning. Over the weekend, new data from the case reports show a single-day record of 174 cases on December 8, 86 on December 9, 86 on December 10, and 48 were identified on December 11. You know, it's exhausting, but, you know, we're trying to keep this under control and trying to make sure it's contained and trying to keep the people at the CNMI safe. And now we are joined by the CEO of CHCC, Esther Muña, a familiar face if you've been following our COVID-19 updates. Esther, thanks for joining us this evening. I wanted to ask you, our viewers just saw the story about the antigen testing. Can you tell us what's the latest update with that?
So we have about 700 tests today that was conducted by, the DFEMS, Department of Fire and Emergency Management Services. That's in collaboration with CHCC. Provided the training for them, and they did the test, and we saw about close to 700 people that have been tested.
Yeah, it's good to have people come out and get tested. Yes. I wanted to ask you something that was shared in the story as well. You said that now's the time to think about how we can live COVID safe. What did you mean when you said that?
Well, there's, right before the summit, we presented
That was our Tomas Mangletner reporting live from Saipan. The Dusitani is no longer the government of Guam's quarantine facility. According to Guam Homeland Security, Jenna Blas, the purchase order for quarantine facilities at the Dusit expired on November 30th. The Bayview Hotel is now GovGuam's consolidated isolation and quarantine location. Only 3 people are using the isolation facility. The governor today told KUAM News a request for proposal will be going out for a quarantine site, but for now, both isolation and quarantine will be at the Bayview. Blas says GHS and the Office of Civil Defense is working with the General Services Agency and Public Health to procure a consolidated facility. Current GovGuam COVID protocols require unvaccinated domestic travelers coming to Guam to present a negative PCR COVID test within 3 days of their departure date or a negative antigen test within 1 day of departure. Federal guidelines state incoming foreign travelers must have a negative antigen or PCR test within 1 day of departure, regardless of vaccination status. And village vaccinations continue this week for those age 5 and older. At the Agana Heights Vaccination Clinic, Kaylin Perez shares why she decided to get her son his first dose of the shot.
The decision to vaccinate myself was very easy. But the decision to vaccinate him, came after much consideration from medical professionals and people that I trust. I was very reluctant at first and hesitant, and after speaking to several people who I think are much smarter than me, I decided this would be the best thing for him. And he was very brave today, so I'm very proud. I think it's a very personal choice, Like I said, one I didn't make easily, but I'm happy that I did. And I think you should just do what you think is best for your child. Yeah, I would encourage all parents to follow their instincts and trust themselves. They know their children best.
The next Village Vax Clinic will be at the Inalohan Mayor's office and will be from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. To book your appointment, go to tinyurl.com/COVID-stops-with-me. The last appointment will be 30 minutes before closing. And vaccinations at the UOG field house is closed this week due to the UOG graduation ceremony. Operations will resume next week, December 21st. Walk-ins are welcome, but appointments will be prioritized. Please bring appointment confirmation and a valid government ID. To book an appointment, go to tinyurl.com/VaxGuam. And as we reported, the UOG Vax Clinic is open every day except Thursday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The last appointment will be 30 minutes before closing. And in Superior Court today, 42-year-old Donovan Allen Chargaloff Ornelas appeared before Judge Alberto Tolentino for a motion hearing. At this time, a psychiatric's opinion on Ornelas is to be conducted. As we reported, it was back in January when Ornelas beheaded 51-year-old Andrew Ray Castro in Santa Rita for allegedly placing his family in danger. According to court documents, Ornelas admitted he drove to Dededo and left Castro's head in an abandoned vehicle in the jungle. He was charged with murder as a first-degree felony and aggravated assault as a second-degree felony, all carrying a special allegation of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. His next court date is set for January 30th of next year. Island residents are being asked to practice caution when receiving phone calls or messages from unknown numbers. The Office of Guam Homeland Security and Civil Defense, along with the Mariana Regional Fusion Center, are monitoring reports of suspicious messages from local, domestic, and unusual or unexpected international area codes. The suspicious messengers or callers may act under the guise of multiple separate scams, from program assistance for paying for medical bills to claims that you won the lottery or sweepstake and they need personal information to confirm. The MRFC advises the community to avoid messaging the numbers back and also to avoid sharing the unofficial message further. You can report suspicious activity related to such scams at 671-475-0400. And once again, we invite you to join the conversation across our social media pages with our daily question. Today, we want to know, what are some of your cherished family holiday traditions? And before we head to the break, KUAM and Coast 360 throughout the month of December share Making Spirits Bright. We want to see videos and pictures of your Christmas trees, decorations, and holiday photos. Make sure to use the hashtag Making Spirits Bright Guam on Facebook or Instagram. Check out these images of Anthony Cruz's Christmas Village in Mung Mung.
From now until December 31, enter to win the 1 million Pacific Points giveaway. Simply activate your account, refer friends, earn and redeem points at Foodies, Shell, and ITE. Learn more about the 1 million Pacific Points giveaway at PacificPoints.com. Points. Do more, get more.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
What are you doing? What? Just reminding him I serve my breakfast sandwiches all day and all night with freshly cracked eggs. Try my 2 for $6 double bacon breakfast sandwiches.
all-new Hyundai Tucson.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Senators expected to take a deeper look into hiring practices at the Guam Memorial Hospital tomorrow at an oversight hearing. Legislative Health Chair Speaker Therese Terlahi called for the oversight in part to examine above-step recruitments at GMH in an effort to ensure funding is not being diverted from critical issues at the island's only public hospital. According to Speaker Terlahi's office, GMH vacancies, limited term hires, service contracts, above-step recruitments, and raises for fiscal year 2020 to 2022 make up the agenda. The hearing gets underway tomorrow at 3 p.m. A similar oversight hearing for the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center will be held by the Speaker on Thursday at 1 p.m. Both hearings will be streamed on the Guam Legislators' TV and YouTube channels. The legislature is scheduled to reconvene on Wednesday to vote on a series of bills discussed during last week's session. Among them was a measure by Senator Jim Moylan to extend the special hotel qualifying certificate bill for another 10 years. It will offer tax abatements to incentive new constructions, but expires at the end of the year. Moylan says he is introducing companion legislation that also incentivizes renovations.
Through GDA, then through legislation to present it in order to attract these businesses. One thing also that GDA did say, and that's why they feel that it's important to get both bills passed, is that in the region, we have so many other countries that are trying to get the tourists back as well. And they are doing some even higher tax incentives.
Under Moylan's bill, a hotel would have to reinvest at least 10% of the property value on renovations. It would then receive a 20% tax abatement spread out over a certain number of years. And a popular swim spot down south will be getting a makeover, making it safe again to swim in for residents and visitors from across the globe. The Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration and the municipality of Inalohan held a groundbreaking ceremony this morning for the restoration of the village's well-known scenic spot. With the sun shining bright, wind blowing the trees, and waves crashing into the island rocks, cabinet members and villagers gathered to celebrate how far the project has come. But it's just the beginning, as Inalohan Mayor Anthony Chargaloff says it's been a long time coming.
We're very excited, we're very happy. This has been something that the whole community has been wanting to get done. I know that over time the pool has kind of dilapidated and making it very unsafe for entry and likewise for exiting out of the pool. So of course, as a community, we're very happy and elated that this is going to be happening here real soon. But more importantly also, as Guam is getting ready to open up to the tourism industry, the community, then definitely this would, the fact that it's getting renovated and rehabilitated would also serve a purpose for us to kind of market Guam, market Inalohan Pool as one of the scenic spots that they want to stop by. So definitely excited.
The $270,000 project is scheduled to begin in January of 2022. It is funded by the Department of Parks and Recreation's Limited Gaming Fund, which will include improvements like rearming of the wall, rebuilding the diving board, and maintenance repair of the wall's bridge and the cross to the scenic vista. Triple K Construction was contracted to do the project. And this year, New Year's Eve celebrations in Tumon will be a little less lively. At a recent board meeting, GVB President Carl Gutierrez and Vice President Gary Perez explained that they weren't able to reach agreements with any local firework providers.
Back out, and so I told the acting governor that we'll save the $50,000 and make the July Liberation Day the biggest there is, and he's happy with that.
Competitive field is limited to only 2 available local resources, but when we start delving into this, it turns out that only 1 was available because the other resource did not have a qualified shooter authorized by AFT to perform the service.
But they say there will be a New Year's firework display in Hagatnya. The island's villages and neighborhoods are all decked out in holiday lights, making this Christmas brighter. But is there a thing as too many lights? Daniel Perez has our next story.
The Guam Power Authority is reminding residents to keep their lights and decorations as safe and secured as possible. GPA Utility Service Administrator James Borja shares safety tips for a cheaper and safer Christmas.
We now see more and more LED lighting, right, which overall is safer than your traditional incandescent light. So by switching to LED Christmas lights, there are some benefits, right? LED Christmas lights are brighter, they last longer, and use less energy than the traditional incandescent lights, right? And also with LED Christmas lights, you are allowed to connect as much as 40 to 50 lights in a string, depending on the light count. Generally, if you can go directly to the outlet, that's better. And then if you have to use a power strip, limit also the number of lights you have on it and try to avoid plugging in an extension cord into the power strip.
As for keeping Christmas trees safe, Acting Communications Manager Joyce Sayama tells us how and provides more safety tips for outside lighting.
When purchasing an artificial tree, you look for the label fire resistant. Although this label does not mean the tree won't catch fire, but it does indicate that the tree will resist burning and should extinguish quickly. And we also have, we love our outside lights, outdoor use of those outside lights. So what you want to do is fasten your outdoor lights securely to trees, house walls, or other firm supportive, protection to protect those lights. Use insulated staples to hold strings of lights in place, and don't use nails or tacks. And you might, you want to run your strings of lights through hooks.
Borja added that before going to bed, residents shouldn't forget to turn off all Christmas lights and decorations. Putting a timer on lights is also encouraged.
You want to ensure that it's off before leaving your home to ensure that nothing could catch fire or anything could burst, right? Or maybe a circuit, or especially with lights, right? If you have too many on, you could have a trip fuse, a short somewhere that could cause an electrical fire.
GPA would like to remind their customers that if they receive a call from anyone asking for payment on their utilities, to report it right away. Borja confirmed that GPA does not contact customers to demand payment. If you receive a call like this, contact 647-5787 or send an email at customersfirst@gpagwa.com. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
A high surf advisory remains in effect for Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan until 6 a.m. Tuesday. Large breaking waves of 9 to 12 feet are expected along north and east-facing reefs. Large north and east swells are expected to slowly subside. Although the National Weather Service continues to monitor the developing tropical depression, which is expected to pass between Yap and Palau today and Tuesday, the following advisories remain in effect. A high risk of rip currents for Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan through tomorrow afternoon. Dangerous rip currents are expected along north and east-facing reefs, and a small craft advisory until 6 a.m. Tuesday. East winds of 15 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots, and seas of 8 to 11 feet are expected. The best nativity scene in all of Guam this year is in the village of Santa Rita, Sumai. Every village was tasked with building a bell display or a depiction of the birthplace of Jesus Christ. Santa Rita topped the ratings of a group of 10 judges with 583 out of 650 points. Agana Heights and Mungmung Totomaiti tied for second place, and Manilao came in third. According to a Mayor's Council news release, the theme for the competition was Gift of Life, which ties into the mayor's campaign to provide foster homes in each village for at least 400 local children in need. The monetary prizes will be used to enhance the foster families program in cooperation with the Harvest House and Department of Public Health and Social Services. Our friends at the Salvation Army Guam chapter happily opened the doors this past weekend morning for the grand opening of their thrift store, which moved up the road into Munning on San Antonio Drive across Phototown Plaza. You'll discover old vinyl records, knickknacks, heirlooms of all variety, old books that never go out of style, rare trinkets and special items with immeasurable sentimental value, and every corner of the new 10,000 square foot facility.
They have aisles and aisles of bric-a-brac. They have an organized library in the back. There's records back there. She has scads of new clothing.
There's furniture, there's music, there's knickknacks, there's clothing, there's sunglasses, you name it. It's
There's some really great finds and holiday bargains from Tuesday to Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with donations accepted in their convenient drive-through window on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's a very happy holiday season to help those in our community. The signature roar of Harley-Davidson engines and scores of proud Guamanians rolling out to do positive things around the island on a sunny December morning could be heard and seen as the Guam Hogs made their way around the villages for their annual Christmas candy run. A collection of over 32,000 pieces of candy was distributed to kids around the island on Sunday. We spotted dozens of the MC's members in Dedido heading up north to canvass various neighborhoods, deliver treats, bringing holiday joy from Jigo to Humatek. So the next time you see and hear the Hogs coming through your village, make sure to give them a big half-a-day wave and wish these holiday heroes happy holidays. Sports is up next with Dave Delgado. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Southern High made school history by winning this year's ESA Football League third-place trophy. The Dolphins defeated GW 14-0 in the consolation game. This was the first time Southern placed in a season. Isaiah Tapasnia takes the handoff to the outside for the first touchdown. Josiah Quintanilla kept the snap and went up the middle for the game's last score. Congrats on a good season, Southside. The Father Duenas Friars finished their ESA Football League season as undefeated champions. FD beat the Guam High Panthers 26-8 at the GW Field. Offensive co-MVP Kyle Gogui carried the load with the running game, picking up big yards. Quarterback Alex Sojo kicked through a short field goal to put FD ahead 3-0 in the first quarter. Sojo went to air and hit wide receiver Dathan Alcantara, who breaks a tackle and goes in for 6 points. Sojo kicked through the PAT for the 9-0 lead. Gogui scored off a short run. Sojo added a field goal, and teammate Vance Meno also scored in the win.
We had a lot of injuries going down early in the game and during the game, but we all knew it was at stake, and we all fought for it, and continued to persevere through this adversity. We all knew it was our last game, and we all were willing to sacrifice everything for this game and for the program.
Next man up,
next man up. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, everybody's gonna play hard, work hard, and we're gonna play the best, regardless if it's a freshman. You know, and you're right, we're filled with freshmen and sophomore, but what got us here was the great leadership from our junior and senior class. Seniors came out, took the lead, and we worked right there at FD. Worked hard, came together, worked in every function of the game, from blocking and tackling. You know, I give it to all these guys. They have a lot to offer, and I appreciate all this time.
The Guam Football Association Executive Committee announces the appointment of Japanese professional coach Sakiko Ogura as head coach of the Masakata Guam women's national team, while also serving as head coach of women's football at GFA beginning this month. Ogura earned a degree in health and sports sciences from Osaka University while also playing football for the university. The next tournament for the team is the EAFF E1 Football Championship women's competition preliminary round, tentatively scheduled for the first part of 2022.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
You are everything that matters to me, and I promise to do whatever it takes to keep you healthy, to be comfortable, and to be free. I love you. As long as we're together, I'll always make sure that home will always be our best place to breathe.
Five breadsticks for my triple treat. 3 layers deep, 10 Cinnabon mini rolls to eat. And the pizza plus another pizza. The triple treat box, only from Pizza Hut.
Half a day. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our Emergency Rental Assistance Program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at doa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
Welcome back. We continue with a series that airs every Monday, highlighting some of the island's businesses who are Guam Safe certified by the Guam Visitors Bureau and have the World Travel and Tourism Council Safe Travels stamp. Tonight we feature Longhorn Steakhouse in Tamuning.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
Half a day, my name is Donna De Jos, General Manager of Longhorn Steakhouse. We have waited over a year to open our door to the public. Fortunately, we had a tremendous support from our local community. We are eagerly waiting to share our steakhouse experience with our tourists and travelers. And it is important to keep our promise to a clean and safe environment for our guests. We are ready and will continue to work hard to maintain a clean restaurant to all our guests. It is important to show the support of this program to ensure our island community is prepared to welcome our tourists back. Since we have opened, we have prepared our restaurant to be clean and sanitized around the clock. We ensure the safety of our staff by wearing masks to protect the quality of our food and our guests. Maintaining sanitary practices and ensuring we are doing our part to stay vaccinated are the steps we take to ensure the safety throughout.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
For a complete list of Guam Safe certified and WTTC Safe Travel certified businesses, or if you would like to know more on how to receive such a certification, log on to visitguam.com now. And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Join us, won't you, in wishing a very happy birthday on this December 13th to Rhythm Armani Blas. Happy blessed birthday to our precious granddaughter. You are an intelligent, caring, fun, loving girl, and we love the time we spend together as a family. Wishing you another year of joy and love. We love you. Say Papa Joe, Grammy, and the entire family. Viva cumpleaños to Net, and this very special shout out is coming from Si Kin. Happy birthday to Net. And belated birthday wishes going out to Ashton Michael Bloss, born on December 12th, who celebrates birthday number 6 this year. Many more blessings on your special days. Say Mom, Carmen, and Papa John and the family. And happy birthday number 5 to Napu James Leon Guerrero, to the king of our castle. Your shout out says, and very fittingly, we love you.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online, KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your name, your photo, and birth date as well. That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching and good night.